Paul Nicholson alongside me for it. Fascinating game, this one. Difficult one to call, I would imagine.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Max responds, really, to his exploits in Ireland.
91.
He has, of course, been utilising the new Whitlock point, as we mentioned earlier on when Simon was playing, where he was unfortunately beaten by Richard North. But ever since Max won the German Open, he has been tweaking the odd little bit here and there. He's been changing coloured flights and changing different stems. He is a bit of a sneaky tweaker.
100.
A sneaky tweaker?
Yeah. Not an obvious tweaker like Whitlock or Snakebite.
Well, both of these guys have won titles this year. Ratajski may not be playing the full tour, but it didn't matter at the UK Open qualifiers because that's open to more than just your tour card holders, and Ratajski won one of those. Just underlining how ridiculous it is he doesn't have a tour card.
140.
Well, what Ratajski does is ridiculous. He does everything backwards.
Yes, he does, yeah.
Major, Pro Tour title, Challenge Tour title, in that order.
Yeah.
96.
I don't think that's ever been done by anybody else.
Maybe he'll start working his way back up again.
Well, Rob Malarkey called him the Benjamin of darts.
Wow.
Very accurate.
98.
He does, of course, kind of share a nickname with somebody famous in the sporting world, but he's the Polish version of Khabib Nurmagomedov, the famous MMA fighter, who was called the Eagle.
72.
Yes, it is the Polish Eagle, not the Polish Eagle. With the new Ratajski Polish Eagle, my house has never been cleaner. Double 16.
40.
Ratajski.
Very close. It's about as close as you can get without hitting it.
Well, he's going to come back and have another go because Ratajski's on 165.
125. Max
Gotta get it this time, Max. Two eight. Yeah, very nice indeed.
Well, Max Hopp won in Saarbrücken. Fabulous tournament. The German Darts Open became the first German winner of a senior PDC ranking event. Of course, he'd already won the World Youth title a couple of years prior to that. But if anybody was thinking he was a one-hit wonder,
84.
he answered those doubts and those critics by winning in Ireland just before the Grand Prix. And even then, he's had people question whether, it's just luck, isn't it? Well, all right, he may not have got an averaged 110 every single game, but there was some very good stuff in that. And Hopp hit to maximum, his first of this encounter, and it gets the response you'd expect.
There was one moment on that day when he's playing against Jermaine Watermina, 5-all. Jermaine's in pole position. Max has got 141 left. And I spoke to Max the next morning. He said, what was the biggest moment of yesterday then? He said, taking out that 141 to take out Watermina. He said, when I can do that, that's just pure confidence. He knew that as soon as he hit the 60, he was going to hit it.
Yeah, and that was a game where he did average 99.6 over 11 legs. That's good. You can win titles playing like that.
It's as good as a ton, really.
Yeah. And there were a couple of 95s in there for the day, including against Madas Razma in the final. That is a great setup shot.
Be good for your average.
Be even better for the match if Ratajski can't take out the 62, but he does love this double 16.
Anything and everything to leave double 16. He's like the anti-Wadey. Well, Max, you left double 2. You've hit double 2 to go 2-0 up.
13 darter to add to his 17 darter. That's 2 legs in 30 darts, 100 average. Pretty strong for the German number 1, looking to book his place in the second round, as Martin Schindler did earlier on. seeing off Mervyn King 6-0.
Well, you could say better that, Max. Well, you can't. Unless we go back to a story about Richie Burnett.
Yes.
When he once came off the board and lost 6-3, and he said, I should have won 9-0.
Yes.
85.
Richie Burnett.
Legend.
Very much so, the Prince of Wales. Max Hopp, very much the king of German darts right now, but I think there's still a genuine debate amongst German darts fans about who the best hope they've got is. Some of them very firmly in the Martin Schindler camp. And we had Max Hopp and Shindy on the dart show last year ahead of the World Cup. And they were talking about how they were hoping they could spur each other on and help each other and try and they are good mates. And it's happened. It's actually happened. Because since that interview, we've seen them get better and better. Schindler has made semi-finals on the tour. Max has won titles on the tour. And then Gabriel Clemens has now appeared as another viable German threat for titles on the Pro Tour.
We have to say as well that they have done what other German players could not do. They've done what Andre Velga couldn't do. I think his best was a semi-final in Bad Nauheim, where he lost to Mark Webster. Jan Artut couldn't win a title. Michael Rosenau couldn't win a title.
Thomas Saylor, all these guys, you know, Andre Velga tried qualifying for this, but Jihan's not been seen for a while. I think he's playing a bit of soft tip apparently, but Thomas Saylor has kind of taken a back seat from darts. All those guys who were carrying the flag for German darts, they've gone by the wayside. The new generation is here, and they are good. They're getting better. Although this visit could have gone better for Max Hopp.
73. Krzysztof required 95.
Good leave. Ratajski's going for the treble. 88.
Oh, he's
lost it.
Max required 32.
Oh, not to quote Harry Enfield, but you don't want to do that.
Well, we've seen a number of improbable busts today on the European Tour. 3-0 Max Hopp. The Germans tonight are 9-0 in legs.
Well, the best one we saw was Klassen versus Peter Wright, wasn't it? He stepped back after nearly hitting double 13, then he did it double 13 with the next dart.
Yeah.
Great start in this leg from Ratajski. Good grouping, Max. Good grouping. That's me being ultra positive.
Well, great visit for 66, isn't it?
The usual grouping that you get from Ratajski is not being consistent tonight, but Max is only halfway there. I've got a bit of an observation as well, Dan, about these new points that Max is using, as well as Simon Whitlock. If you look at the darts of Ratajski when they go in, there is no wobble whatsoever in that dart. It hits the board, it stays there. But when Max hits the board with these new points, there is the smallest little shiver when it hits the board. I know I'm talking about small percentages, but you never know, it might make that difference.
Well, one of the things that Whitlock says about these darts, he believes that they will go in the board firmly, so they won't drop, they won't deviate. I mean, this could be a fatal blow if this goes. It's not going to, so Ratajski's going to have a look at that double 18.
He hasn't been able to hit the double 16 and the double 8 yet, so try a different target.
Well, don't accidentally hit the 4 then, Krzysztof.
And
he hasn't. Much more like it. Now, you look at Krzysztof's averages. Obviously, at the UK Open qualifiers, he managed to go and win one of those titles. He, on the Challenge Tour, where he has won as well this year, picked up a title just last month. but he's second on the averages list there. And that is averaging 93.33 over almost 40 games. Now, if you were to transpose those averages into the PDC, that's putting him in the top 32. Now, this guy is more than competitive. In fact, he's only turned up to 2 Players' Championship events where he's been invited to make up the numbers. They're actually the ones in Ireland. He went out first round in both, but one of them was 105 average to Rob Cross.
Strange old game, isn't it?
Yeah.
95.
I have an enormous amount of respect for Krzysztof Ratajski. This man is a serious dart player. He was great in the World Masters last year when he went on and claimed the title.
134.
Yeah, it just goes to show if you want to win the World Masters, you've got to beat Glenn Durrant.
Yeah.
That's what Adam Smith-Neal did. And Ratajski handed a bit of a whooping
59.
to Durrant last year.
He did, and Durrant played well in that game. It just wasn't good enough against Ratajski. He was just doing what he did all the way through the Euro Tour last year, averaged 99.
That's something that Mensah Sudovic has done a lot in his career. 99, most of the time, is good enough. You keep averaging that, you'll win more than you lose.
Max Hopp taking care of business here.
114. Max requires 36.
Doesn't want to miss this and invite Ratajski to have a chance. Just polish it off, just like that. Keep the impetus. Doing a great job. I've got to say, Dan, as well, I've been studying Ratajski's game for a couple of years now, and I have no idea about his method of stacking darts. When the great Sid Waddell started talking about the overstacker and the understacker methods, with Max it's very similar to Whitlock. He gets the dart to land very upright, so he wants to get them underneath each other. With Ratajski, I can't tell whether he wants to put them underneath or over the top. So I don't know what his perfect first dart is. I've got no idea.
He's a bit sort of like Terry Jenkins in that respect, isn't he? Where it doesn't seem to matter. It's in.
He's like one of those great footballers who can score a penalty top left, bottom right, top right, down the middle. Just a very gifted thrower. Yeah, his compatriot Krzysztof Chuk, good friend of his. He had a pretty good World Masters too. I thought maybe he was going to succeed. Could have renamed it the Krzysztof Masters.
Oh, I mean, 2 Polish winners would have been something.
96.
Consecutive years.
I wonder how many years it'll take for us to go to Poland on the European Tour.
Well, we've already got a Polish tour card holder. It's not this man.
48.
It is Titus Karnik, the totem. He's a big Pole.
Just in case Ratajski doesn't take care of tops, Max has left a very doable shot. Should be academic. Hang about. The crowd will definitely lift if this 108 goes. He's going upstairs.
Surely treble 16 there. Surely Max. Is it in?
It's not.
But
you're absolutely right. 48 is the shot there.
56.
He's too stubborn on the 60.
I interviewed Max this morning, and he even said, he's very honest about his game. And he loses that leg when perhaps he could have had a chance to win it. He's honest about his game, Max. He says, even the win in Ireland, he said, look, I know it wasn't as well as I played in Saarbrücken, for example, but I did the right thing at the right moments. Where have we heard that before? And I managed to win the tournament. And that is what counts. And James Wade's not a man who's ever bothered about his averages when he goes on and wins titles, the many titles that he's won. But he also says, I know there are parts of my game I need to improve. and he said, like, my switching, using the 19s, for example. And he smiled at me. He knows he does this. He had time to think about that, and he's done himself out of a chance there of potentially winning that leg, going 5-1 and almost making this done and dusted. As it is, this game is alive.
Well, 88 points. You've got options. Let's think about someone like Michael Smith. He will find a route. If he can't see that 60, he'll go treble 18, double 17.
Yep.
48 for tops.
We've seen Michael Smith go 20 for a Shanghai, block the treble 20, go ball, and hit it. Did it against Michael van Gerwen on his way to a title earlier on this year. But anyway, it's done and dusted. I should just let it go.
No, let's not let it go. This is not frozen.
I am not done. The man should switch more. Well, Max certainly has to let it go. There we go, switch down the board. Now, it hasn't worked for him this time, but he can go over the top of that. It's easier for him to get to the 57 from there. He's not done it, but at least he's made the right decision in theory.
Taking his foot off the pedal, though, when it comes to the score, and that's a dangerous proposition against Ratajski. Ratajski's getting that look in his eye.
Ratajski came through a very tight game with Steve West, where he did survive a match dart before winning it 6-5 in the first round of this one. He has not been entirely convincing on the doubles, Krzysztof Ratajski, though. Hasn't applied enough pressure.
It's not a good leave either, 1-3-3. Anything and everything to leave double 16, but it's double 4.
60.
See, now if Max had gone 25 in the last shot, 1860 bull, this 1-3-3 requires 2 trebles. Much more difficult.
Well, to close the gap to just one leg. Oh, that's awkward. Look at the way that's covering some of the bed.
Andrew Gilding territory.
Oh, that was nearly a ridiculous dart into that double 4. And Hopp tops for 5-2.
Right down the barrel. The disappointment is palpable. And Ratajski shouldn't be getting this shot. How mad is the madhouse? Is that awkward? He's talking to it. It was too flat, that dart. It was shielding the bed.
Evidently should have said something else. Double 10. He was in charge of this game in the opening stages, Max Hopp. He has lost control of it, and yet he is still edging towards the finishing line. And it is down to Krzysztof Ratajski not being as clinical as we expect him to be. And if he loses this game, Krzysztof, it will mean that he does not make it to the European Championship again.
140.
In that spot there, when Max has got those 260s, he can afford to throw that dart as hard as he possibly can and just clatter into it. That's something that Whitlock does. It's something that Wadey does. I personally think that Max Hopp, we're seeing about 85% of what he can do. I think there's a lot to give. A lot of improvement to be made, and he's got time on his side. That's what's so exciting.
He's 22 years old. Just remember, like, he first appeared on the PDC on a Euro Tour at 16, and he beat Terry Jenkins, Steve Beaton, and he made people sit up and take notice. And there have been little flashes over the years, but it's only really this year, when senior darts, he started delivering. And again, you see him trying to smash into that, and he goes sailing past. That's why it missed so high. But that 1-2-1 is a finish that Max Hopp was taking up quite regularly in Saarbrücken. Can he win this match here with 121 checkout and set up a clash with either Jeffrey Desvaughn or Rob Cross? Treble 17. He would have fancied that. He really would have fancied it.
He'd be disappointed not to be sitting on a double at the very worst. Now Ratajski needs a 60. Doesn't get it. So Max going back for 64.
80. Max requires 64.
Should have, and I emphasise should because there have been a lot of missing singles this weekend. Get one dart for the match. It'll be 2 at double 8. 1 at double 4 to clinch it.
He survived a match start against Steve West. He has now survived 2 from Max Hopp. And Krzysztof Ratajski is still alive in this one. For how much longer?
Well, I hope for Max's sake it's not one of those games where he's going to get match darts every leg and end up losing it. Every dart player's been in that situation and it hurts so much.
Well, the word that I always associate with Max Hopp is maturity. He is a phenomenally impressive young man. But everything that he's had to handle over the last few years, being the big hope in German darts, as the game has just exploded over here. Millions of people watching, thousands turning up to these tournaments, to tournaments like the European Championship, which is back in Germany this year. The World Cup of Darts, of course, which has been held in Germany repeatedly. German fans coming over to the World Championship in their thousands each year. He's constantly been asked, Max, have you done enough? Are you going to be at the World Championship? Are you going to be at this? It's only this year where he knows he's done enough, so he's going to be safe. But the pressure on this man's shoulders has been enormous, and he Robin Hoods himself there. That does not help.
That's not good. Ratajski's not taking advantage yet, but a great adjustment. Perfect adjustment. This is where the mental training comes in to the game.
And he has done a lot of that, Max Hopp. One of these players, you've done it as well, haven't you? Meditation, something that Max has done to try and keep calm.
Yeah, I think it's a valuable tool because it's a lonely place up there. And if you can be comfortable when doing something like meditation or any sort of mental training, then you can create yourself a little bubble on the stage where if things are getting a bit sticky, you can just retreat to your little bubble and take a few moments and fix things.
One shocking visit from Ratajski, punished by Max Hopp, and all of a sudden you feel like he's back in control of this one again.
He's going to have to take out this 69 because Ratajski is breathing down his neck. 72 left. He's going for the white horse, 3 trebles.
129. Max requires 69.
Where does he go? 19s or 15s? 19s. 18 and double 16 is going to get 1 dart to get rid of Krzysztof Ratajski. Another match dart gone.
2 in the last leg, 1 in this leg. Ratajski needs to finish the job. He does finish the job, but he's looking a little bit more authoritative on the doubles. Now, we get to see if the German number 1 can hold it together.
Once again, these are the moments where you need to find a little bit of comfort just for a couple of seconds and forget about what's gone before. It's very, very difficult to do. He's staying upstairs for this one. He's got enough clearance. That's good darts. I don't mind that little shift across the hockey sometimes when you've got enough room, but when it's just under the 60 wire, I think you should switch. Got to give the crowd a lot of credit. They haven't been disrespectful to the pole. They've been very good on both players' throws tonight, like they were in Riesa. One of the most respectful crowds I've ever seen.
Why are you staying there, Max? Why are you doing this? I mean, you've hit it, and you are. I've said it all the way through Saarbrücken. And in Saarbrücken, he was hitting it all the time, even though he was staying on the 60. He's made life hard for himself there. He's found a way to get out of it, but surely a nice open bed for the 57 would have been an inviting one.
Well, the trick, Max, is to hit the 60 with the first dart in the top half of it.
Work his way down from there.
Needs more than that. Get the feeling this is going all the way.
It may well be doing. And Krzysztof Ratajski, having won 3 of the last 4 legs, he makes it 4 out of 5.
97.
Does Hopp then panic? He does have the throw in the last leg decider.
Needs 2 trebles. Well, the goalkeeper's been in that 60, really.
60.
He can't leave himself that 1-4-1, which served him so well against Jermaine Watermanen on his way to his 2nd senior title.
Will he be leaving his favourite again? Not on this occasion, but he will be leaving double 8. And Max can do nothing about it.
And he's still only 20% on his doubles, Krzysztof.
145.
And that does ask the question of the Polish number 1.
Double 4's not been kind. Is that too close? No! A very good dart from Krzysztof Ratajski. Managed to dodge the dart and get himself level at 5-all. This one's going all the way.
For the 2nd time this weekend, Krzysztof Ratajski finds himself in a last leg decider. He edged through against Steve West. Can he do so against the Maximizer? Particularly if this crowd get involved.
I don't think they're going to get involved. I think they're going to sit and watch this one. A little bit of inward breathing for Max Hopp. The correct switch. Where's he going now? 18s. I'm not sure about the little shuffle to the right on 18s. Maybe he's just done something in the practice room and found a spot for it. That was a very effective treble.
99.
1 treble visit might be enough.
Doesn't need to be fancy on the 18s here from 308 either. Because Ratajski, if he gets a maximum, can't leave a finish.
100.
Big ton. Big ton.
He was stranded on 36 in the last leg, Max Hopp. He'd missed a match dart in the leg before that, and before that he'd missed 2 match darts. And that is a nightmare visit from Ratajski.
I don't know what the word for disaster in Polish is, but I think Krzysztof Ratajski is thinking about it right now. It's all in the corner of the German. It's all going right in the last leg.
This is some leg from Max Hopp.
We've seen 26 in the last visit. I was just going to say, what's the bet and he gets a 180? But he doesn't.
We've seen some gutsy stuff tonight. Jelle Klaassen, particularly impressive given the context of his clash with Peter Wright. Max Hopp has shown some real guts in this last leg so far. He has missed a 4th match dart, but he is guaranteed more.
I'm not going to question why he went 17 double 18. I'm very shocked that he did. Because the last thing you want to do is go inside here. Nice aggressive dart on the outside wire. 2 9s. That's why you don't do it. And
Oh,
now
Max!
What has he done?
I praised him for his guts in that last leg, and he's made a silly error. He is going to come back to the board, but this is so much harder than it needed to be.
Well, kids, don't leave double 18, leave tops instead, but it's 3 double 4. Double 2!
Ooh, so close to that treble 3 and busted his score. Oh, Max Hopp! somehow finds a way to win it. That was nervy stuff in the end. But the German #1 joins his World Cup of Darts partner Martin Schindler in the final day of the European Darts Trophy. He sees off Ratajski and ends the Poles' hopes of making the European Championship. We've got one more game to find out who Max Hopp will face in the final day for a place in the quarter-finals. The world champion Rob Cross coming up as he takes on the Black Cobra, the two-time conqueror of MVG on big stages this year.